Once upon a time, nestled between rolling emerald hills and a silver-blue river, there lay a forest unlike any other. It was called the Dreamer's Grove, a place where the air hummed with the softest melodies, and the trees swayed as if whispering ancient secrets to the wind. The leaves shimmered with an almost ethereal glow, as if catching the dreams of those who wandered beneath them. At the heart of this enchanted grove was a small village called Eldermere, where the people lived in harmony with nature. The villagers, gentle and kind, believed that their forest was alive, not just with birds and animals, but with dreams themselves. It was said that on the nights when the moon bathed the treetops in silver light, if one listened closely, they could hear the echoes of dreams drifting through the leaves like a lullaby. In this peaceful village, there lived a young girl named Leora. She had the softest voice, the kindest eyes, and a heart that carried the quiet wisdom of the trees. Every evening, just as the sky turned dusky purple, she would walk to the edge of the grove where a great willow tree stood, its branches sweeping the earth like a grandmother's comforting embrace. Leora had a special bond with this tree. As a child, she would sit beneath it, listening to the rustling leaves and the soft murmurs of the wind. It was here that she first learned the language of the forest, the slow, steady heartbeat of the earth, the way the stars seemed to blink in quiet agreement, and the way the river whispered as it meandered through the land. One evening, as she sat beneath the willow, she felt an unfamiliar stillness in the air. The usual lullaby of the grove was missing. The trees, though swaying, did not whisper. The river, though flowing, did not sing. A quiet hush had settled over the land, as if the dreams had gone silent. Leora closed her eyes and placed her hand on the cool bark of the willow. She took a deep breath, letting the soft night air fill her lungs, and listened, not with her ears, but with her heart. And then she heard it, a faint, almost imperceptible hum, like the remnants of a forgotten melody. It was coming from deep within the grove, from a place no villager had ventured in years, a place known as the Dreamer's Hollow. Legends told of this hidden glade, a place where the oldest tree in the grove stood, its roots intertwined with the very essence of dreams. It was said that if one were to find the tree and listen carefully, they would hear the dreams of the world woven into its bark, a song of slumber cradling the land in peace. But now, something was amiss. The song was fading. The dreams were growing still. Leora knew what she had to do. With a heart full of quiet determination, she rose to her feet and stepped into the forest, the moonlight weaving silver patterns on the ground as she walked. The trees stretched their branches over her, as if watching over her journey, their leaves shimmering with silent encouragement. She walked deeper and deeper, guided only by the soft hum that pulsed like a heartbeat beneath the earth. The air grew thick with the scent of night-blooming flowers, their petals unfolding under the watchful gaze of the stars. Fireflies danced around her, tiny golden lanterns lighting her way. At last, she arrived at a clearing bathed in a soft, dreamlike glow. In the center stood the ancient tree, the Dreamkeeper. Its bark was weathered with age, its roots knotted and deep, but its presence was soothing, like the embrace of a long-lost friend. Leora placed her hands upon its trunk and closed her eyes, and then she understood. The tree was tired. The weight of countless dreams, of endless lullabies, had grown heavy upon its roots. It had sung the world to sleep for centuries, but now it needed to rest. With a heart full of love, Leora did what she did best. She whispered a lullaby of her own. a song woven with the soft rustle of leaves, the hush of the river, and the warmth of moonlight upon the earth. She sang not just with her voice, but with her very soul, offering the tree the same comfort it had given to the world. The dreamkeeper sighed, a sound like wind through the branches, and for the first time in centuries, it slept. And as it did, the grove awakened. The wind picked up its melody once more. The river hummed its gentle tune, and the trees, now cradling new dreams, whispered them into the night. Laura smiled and sat beneath the dreamkeeper, listening to the song of the grove, her heart at peace. And as you listen now, feel the warmth of the night, the soft rustling of the leaves, the distant murmur of the river. Let them carry you away, gently, softly, into a world of dreams. Sleep well, dreamer. The grove is singing just for you. Leora sat beneath the dreamkeeper, listening to the steady rhythm of its breath, a sound so soft it blended with the whisper of the night. The grove, once silent, was alive again, its song floating like mist through the branches. She felt the warmth of the earth beneath her fingertips and sighed, the weight in her chest lifting. Yet even as peace returned to the forest, a lingering question remained in her heart. If the dreamkeeper had been carrying the world's dreams for centuries, what would happen now that it had finally fallen into slumber? Who would cradle the dreams of the sleeping world? As she pondered this, a soft rustling came from the canopy above. She looked up just in time to see a flock of tiny silver-winged creatures flitting through the branches, their movements delicate as moonlight on water. They were the dream moths, creatures of myth, said to carry dreams from the tree into the hearts of those who slumbered. Leora watched in wonder as they moved, their wings shimmering like spun stardust. But something was wrong. They fluttered erratically, confused, disoriented. Without the dreamkeeper's song to guide them, they had lost their way. A deep ache settled in her heart. She couldn't let the world drift into dreamlessness. She closed her eyes, listening once more, not just to the grove, but to something deeper, something beyond. And then she heard it. It wasn't the song of the dreamkeeper, nor the melody of the wind. It was the quiet pulse of the world itself, a rhythm as old as the stars, a lullaby that had existed long before words, before time, before dreams had ever been given shape. Leora took a deep breath, feeling the melody within her bones, and then she began to hum. At first the sound was barely audible, like the whisper of a breeze between the trees. But slowly, steadily, her voice grew, weaving through the air like the golden strands of a tapestry. She sang of the river's journey, of the way the stars kissed the lake at midnight. She sang of the warmth of a mother's embrace, of the way the earth sighed with the first breath of morning. She sang of soft pillows, of cozy blankets, of fireflies dancing in the moonlight. She sang of sleep. And as she did, the dream moths stilled, their frantic movements slowing. One by one, they turned toward her, their silver wings quivering, their tiny eyes gleaming like dew-kissed pearls. Then, with a sound like the gentle rustling of leaves, they lifted into the sky, their wings carrying her song with them. They soared high above the grove, their tiny forms dissolving into a mist of golden light, drifting toward the village and beyond, carrying dreams once more. Leora exhaled softly, watching them disappear into the horizon. But her journey was not yet over. The dreamkeeper had given so much of itself for centuries. It deserved a rest. But the world would always need dreams, would always need the gentle hush of sleep to cradle its weary souls. And so, Leora made her decision. She turned back toward the tree and knelt beside it, pressing her palm against its rough bark. "I will sing for you," she whispered. "I will carry the dreams, just as you have done for so long." The tree trembled slightly, as if acknowledging her words, and a deep warmth bloomed within her chest, a quiet magic settling into her bones. She understood now. She had become the new dreamkeeper.